All right, let's talk a little sports. The MLB trade deadline is here. And the only team that really sold a lot is the Mets. Uh, they got rid of Robertson, pitchers, three pitchers. David Robertson, a bullpen guy, Verlander, and Max Scherzer. Now, every year, if you're a baseball fan, you know, back in the day, a lot of teams would like tank the whole season. If you're not gonna make the playoffs, baseball is one of the hardest sports to make the playoffs, especially when it used to be only four teams on each side. You sell everything. Now they have some rules in place where they don't do it. It's harder to do, so a lot of teams don't do it. But the Mets situation was very unique because they're an older team and they spent a lot of money in the offseason. A lot of money. And they just ran into a buzzsaw. They couldn't get the pitching under control, couldn't get clutch hitting. And this is the season for the Braves are running away with it on the NL side. So it's kind of tough. But a lot of the big name teams have spent a lot of money, obviously the Yankees, and they got really nothing in return. The Yankees decided, they're in last place, they decided not to add any pieces really to see if they can get to first place or second place. And they decided not to trade much. The Yankees are in a tough position because they just signed the biggest guy, Aaron Judge. He's been out a decent part of the season, and they've been struggling since he's been out. But also, Jarrett Cole's a little older. Domingo's been struggling. That's a pitcher. It's just tough when you don't have much pieces that anybody wants. The Yankees really only have Judge. You can't trade him. You just signed him. I think the only person they really could trade is some of those bullpen guys. But if you really believe you have a shot, maybe next year you don't want to upend the bullpen because it's really hard to get 5-6 good bullpen pitchers, and the Yankees have a lot of them. So it's interesting to see the Mets blow up the team temporarily because I don't think those guys will be lost a long time. Justin Verlander has a lot of miles on his arm. So does Matt Scherzer. Maybe the young guys could work out. Maybe the hitting will surge next season. But it's going to be interesting. And I think a lot of these smaller market teams are able to sustain a little longer on this small market financially. Baltimore is doing great. The only big name team with a lot of money that's spent and they're also doing well is the Dodgers. And the Dodgers have been good the last couple of years. Obviously, Houston's in that bunch. But the Yankees have been struggling the last couple of years. And when you say Yankees struggling, it doesn't mean they're not making the playoffs or they're making the playoffs. The Yankees have to win championships. The Yankees' model has always been championship or bust, and we've been busting the last couple of years. The Mets spent billions of dollars, pretty much, on a lot of guys, and they have got nothing for it in the relative future. Maybe next year we'll see. The Dodgers spent a lot of money, and they got one. Houston in position to win again. Obviously, the Braves in position to win again. I think the Braves are the best team. The key is, can anybody stay healthy going through the thick of the freaking season? You got to make it to October. If you can make it to October, you can win. But you got to make it to October. You got to stay healthy. You got to keep the momentum going. But the Mets blew the team up temporarily, hopefully, because they sold the biggest assets that they had to get a little younger and get a little cheaper. And let's see who they can pick up in the offseason. Mets always spends money in the offseason, so we'll see who's available. Obviously, the big fish out there is Otani. I think Otani's going to stay in LA. I think they have the best chance to keep him. But again, if he wants to win, LA's not the spot. Every time he pitches, the only time they have a chance. The other games, they lose. And they've been losing for the last couple of years with him. Also, the big market teams, it's going to be interesting to see if you can be a big market team and also be a switch guy like that. If you're a big market team and I need hitters, I'm going to pay you to hit. If I'm a big market team and I need pitchers, I'm going to pay you to pitch. Most of them teams are not going to pay you to do both. The Yankees need hitting. So if Otani is coming to the Yankees, he won't. But let's say he wants to go to the Yankees, we need him to hit. So we don't want you out there pitching and you get hurt running to first base or slipping and you get hit by a pitch, a comeback pitch. No, we want you to freaking hit. That's it. So I think he's gonna be able to stay in LA solely because his unique positioning is not made for those big teams. The big teams don't really do gimmick ball. I'm not saying he's a gimmick, but the I'm a hitter and a pitcher is cute now. But as you get older and as you get more miles on your body, more miles on his arms, at clutch times, we don't need him. If the big teams gonna need him to hit and only hit, and you're gonna need him to pitch and only pitch, not both. So we're gonna see. But I think all those teams that the Mets sold, and maybe they throw the bag at Otani. It could happen, but I think Otani's gonna stay. But if Otani wants to win, he should leave. But I also don't think those big teams are gonna allow him. They'll allow him to do it now, early in his career. But they're gonna eventually to reduce his access to get hurt. If he's on the field pitching and hitting, that increases his chance of getting hurt. And I don't think any team wants to put that liability out there. But we'll see. Peace.